Alright, so welcome back. I have, this one's got a spot on it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I've got 8 tomatoes, so I am going to show you really quickly what I do. I just boiled some water on the stove. So here's what I do. So I cut the top off. This one's got a spot, so I'm going to cut that spot off. And then I just make an X at the bottom. So I go like this and like this. So yeah, you should be able to see there's slits in the bottom. The reason I do this is because when I peel it, it's a lot easier to just pull it after it's been boiled. While I'm waiting for the water to boil for these tomatoes, I'm actually going to cut up some jalapenos and an onion. These jalapenos were also given to us by the same neighbor that gave us the tomatoes. So I am going to use these and see if they are better than store-bought ones, because generally speaking, most produce is. Oopsie. Quartered the jalapenos and then I just left the onions pretty thick. The reason I'm doing this is because I'm going to just cook them a little bit to get their flavor, and then I am going to blend them up so it doesn't need to be perfect. Okay, the water is boiling, so I'm just going to throw these tomatoes in. Ooh, carefully, don't burn yourself. Bowl of ice water. So the reason that you put it in the ice cold water is because when you're going from heat to ice water, it helps the skin to peel off a lot better. So I'm actually going to dump out this water now. So this is the fun part, maybe. So we're actually gonna peel the skin off. So the next step, I'm actually gonna add some olive oil to the pan. A little bit, and I'm just gonna heat the bottom of the pan so it just coats it. So just the jalapenos and the onions. You don't want to cook these too long because you do want the flavor to absorb into the tomatoes, because I find that it just helps the tomatoes have less of a sweeter flavor. So that is probably good. They're nice and coated. Now I'm going to add the tomatoes. Right now they're just whole, but I will show you why in a second. So I'm actually going to mash these tomatoes. You're going to just mash these as good as you can. So this is what we have so far. I'm going to let that water cook off, and then it should take about an hour. And then after that, I'm actually going to throw in some basil once the water starts cooking off a little bit. So this is what it looks like now. I got all of the water cooked out of it. So now I'm going to throw it in the blender to kind of just blend up all the flavors. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to use a can of chicken broth and I'm going to throw it in the blender first. Do it. Alright, okay, now I'm going to pour this in there. a little bit of basil from my garden. Hopefully that's enough. It's just like one handful. So we are going to... Oh, that smells so good. I wish you guys could see it. Alright, so I just poured the sauce back into the pan. This is where I do the seasoning for the sauce now, and then the other parts that I add. Alright, so a little bit of salt. I forgot to add garlic, so I'm going to do a little bit of garlic powder. So I just did salt and garlic. Throw a little bit of that in, not too much. A little bit of that. A little bit of that. This is mozzarella cheese. I'm just gonna... and it is better to use block, because if you use shredded, it's not going to melt the same way. They put some kind of like preservative on it to... Also, by adding cheese to your sauce, it kind of helps it to thicken up a little bit. So... I did put basil in here, but I like to add a little bit of Italian seasoning too. Just because it's got... I wanted to show you guys the kicker. This is butter that I just cut, and I'm just going to pour it in there. And I also have a little bit of heavy cream. So basically what I'm doing now is I'm just making it like an Alfredo. And I'm just going to pour some of that. In. Hopefully that was enough. The can was basically empty, so yeah. We'll just hope that that's enough to make Alfredo. And it's starting to smell like marinara sauce.